I love big cars and big women. What's up, YouTube? This is Hoob with Hoob's Garage. Now, I've got a pretty exciting episode here this week. It's been an exciting week. Decided to add another car to the Hoopty fleet. Now, we got our old black town car here. It's an amazing car, but it is starting to get some age on it. Starting to have several problems with it. So I decided it was time to move on to something a little better. Well, not move on. We're keeping Old Faithful. She's not going anywhere. But I ended up finding a really good deal on another town car. So instead of getting a haircut like I really needed, I got this beauty right here. So that's what we're going to cover on this episode. I'm going to go over a few things you should look for if you're buying one of these town cars. Okay, so I'll be sure to let everybody check out the new toy here at Hoob's Garage while I'm explaining everything. This is a 2003, just like the black one, but it's only got 130,000 miles on it. Our black one, it's pushing 300,000. I'm pretty happy with this so far. It's definitely not perfect. It's 20 years old. I mean, you're not going to find, absolute perfection. I'm definitely liking it so far. The only real issue I've seen so far is this little spot right here. It might have got hit on the quarter panel or something at one time, because I can tell that's body filler that's cracked right there. So, like I said, it's 20 years old and it was a pretty good deal, so I don't really care. Seats are all in real nice shape. Nothing's rusted up, or not rusted. Seats ain't gonna rust. Nothing's ripped up. That's what I meant to say. So now I'm going to jump into a couple things that are Lincoln Town Car specific. Well, not Lincoln Town Car specific. Grand Marquis, Crown Victoria, Town Car specific. Let's get into it. Okay, one real common fault on these town cars, but it's not going to be town car specific. This would really be anything with this Ford 4.6. You want to listen for timing chain clatter, and try to show up unannounced. Try to not tell them you're coming so you can be the first cold start, because that's really when you're going to hear the chatter. You'll hear chatter towards the front of the engine. Now, if it's still a really good deal on the car, or they're willing to come down a lot on the car, it's probably going to cost you $1,000 to get that fixed. But, it could still be a pretty good car. Just, you want to try to get your money right where it is. And the intakes tend to leak. And they leak right there where the thermostat goes. Again, that's not a horrible job. Probably set you back about $500 or $600. So, just keep an eye on that. And one other thing, it's pretty common for these to go out, is the air suspension in the back. Now, this one does have the air suspension. My black one doesn't. I've converted it to a spring, because my air ride did go out in it. And as you can see, that one's sitting up nice and tall. Here's the black one. It's been converted to springs, but they're both sitting equal, so the airbags are pumping up in the back of this silver one here, or gold. It looks silver in here, but it's really gold. So, but that's another thing. Try to show up unannounced for that too, because if you show up first thing, nobody started it that day, the rear end's going to be slammed on the ground, or it's at least going to be really, really low. So that's something you can check out there. Sorry, I'm coughing. I still got that cold. Now, also with this air suspension, You know, don't let it like really scare you, because a lot of people think, "Ooh, air ride Lincoln expensive." It's really not. You could honestly fix every component of the Lincoln the factory air suspension for probably about $500, or you could switch over to coil springs like I did on the black one for probably $300. And if you can do it yourself, you could probably do it for $150. So, you know, don't let it scare you away. These are still really good cars, but make sure, you know, you compensate for it in the price. You don't want to be paying for one that has good air ride when you have to turn around and fix it. So other than your basic, you know, checking for oil leaks, checking your oil level, that's stuff you're going to do with any car. Trying to show you, you know, town car specific things you need to look for. Now let's move on to the interior. Now there's not a lot in the interior of these town cars that you really have to worry about, you know, other than just normal wear and tear. This one's a little dirty right now. But one of the problems that comes to my head that I can think of, sometimes they have a problem with the actuators going bad. You know, the blend door actuators and stuff like that. I'm going to show you a real neat little trick you can do right there with no tools while you're getting ready to buy it. Go down to the air condition. You press off and floor at the same time, and then press auto, and it'll self-scan the AC system. The little fan thing will start flashing right there. See, the only code I'm getting is 1259. That's for that little sunlight sensor there. I have plenty of videos about that. I'm still trying to figure out why my air conditioning's not working. But that's something you can check real quick right there, and you'll know if all the actuators are okay. Good thing if they are, because it's not the end of the world either, but they can get a little pricey. There's a couple in there that are easy to get to, but then there's also a couple that the dash needs to come out to fix. So just something to keep in mind. Then one other issue with the interior, which actually starts outside, but the interior is where you want to notice it. A lot of these town cars, Crown Victorias, everything, Grand Marquis, you'll have water. You'll fill in here and your carpet will be soaked. And, you know, it seems like that would be a big predicament. And I had to fix this on the black car. It's really pretty simple. Everybody, you know, always replacing seals back here. They think their back window's leaking, but it's not. What it actually is a leak up here by the air box. All it is, there's like a little seal in there that goes bad. And all you have to do is pull this piece off, and you're going to see a little oval hole in there. You just need to put some silicone around that and some silicone around all the bolts right there, and that'll seal that leak right up. And another reason it could leak right here, see this little drainage thing? Water that collects in here is supposed to drain out through here. But as you can see, all the leaves and crap, they run out that little drainage hole too, so I actually need to clean that out. That can plug up and cause water to fill in that little area right there, spill down in here. It runs behind your dash, and you can't really notice it, but the front floorboard is sloped, so it runs underneath that right through here, and you don't even realize it, and it pools in the back here. So if you have water in the floorboard, that's an easy fix. I don't know if this one does that or not. It hasn't rained since I picked it up. If it does, I don't care. Like I said, it's an easy fix. I can fix it myself. I'll be sure to make a video about it. If it does leak, I'll make a video on how to fix it. And that's another thing, you know, you could use that towards your negotiation there if you want to. Now these town cars, even though they're super reliable, they're not terribly fast. Even though they got a V8, I think they're only putting out about 230 horsepower, which is really low by today's standards, but it wasn't horrible when the car was made. But it's just an old school 70s feel. You hardly ever get a car where you get to look out over the hood, look at the hood ornament. No cars have that anymore. And all luxury cars today, they seem like they're switching over to tech and sportiness and everything. But you really just got that big car feel, which in the 70s, this would have been considered a mid-size car. But you got that big floaty ride, especially with the air ride, if you have that. Just, it's definitely not sporty, and it's definitely not techy. About as techy as it gets in here is your CD player. That's about the only option you got. But you have tons of leg room, tons of passenger room in the back seat. The ride, which we've already discussed, it's just really just a blast from the past. This is as close as you'll get in any sort of reasonably modern car that feels anything like what it was back in the glory days of a big floaty luxury car. I don't know why they ever quit making them. I really appreciate everybody watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found some of the tips helpful. If you're in the market for a Lincoln Town Car or a Ford Crown Vic or Grand Marquis. And don't be scared of mileage and stuff on these cars. I mean, these cars are pretty much bulletproof. You know, it is a car. Things are going to break. Nothing's flawless. Things will happen. But your percentage is a lot lower on this car than, you know, most of your other cars. So. But if you did find this helpful, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you want to check out any of the other cars we mess around with here at Hoops Garage, the rest of the Hoopty fleet, check out some of my older videos. We got a lot of different cars that we play around with here. But hey, this is Hoop with Hoops Garage. Catch y'all in the next one.